Yo, welcome back to another episode of SDS, baby.
We back,
you know
baby.
Who's back. You know who's back.
I
know we've been away for a couple of weeks and that, but the goats are back, man. We're here. You guys
man.
asked, we're back. You got my brother Sean here,
co-host.
Get me?
Come
you got
on.
my brother Sharky here.
Yeah, big.
Who's his brother?
Who's his bro?
Special guest. It's the first time you're playing together, isn't it? Faisal is in the building. Welcome back.
Real Madrid's finest.
We got my brother Faisal, man. Come on, we got my brother Faisal this week, man.
This is a completely new combination. It's the first time,
First
and it's
time.
the first time I made a full rotation from the last week. I've never done that before.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you weren't here last week. You missed
Crazy.
out. You've not been here for a few weeks, and you've had one appearance a bit earlier in the season, and you're back. So, if you guys are watching and you want to listen to the audio, go to Spotify and iTunes. Links in the description. Sharky the Sports if you want to go search up. If you are listening to audio and you want to see our beautiful faces, like I said, we have some different guests here today. Obviously, most of them are used to, but if you want to see our pretty mugs, head over to YouTube and type in Sharky the Sports. I appreciate it. And also hashtag SDS Pod on Twitter to get involved in the conversation, because as usual, you guys are kind of like the producers of the show. Whatever you guys send us, if we like it, we do a whole topic around it. So get involved on Twitter and leave your comments below, and we read your comments and get involved as usual. But today, thanks for the introduction, Lee, man.
No, you're welcome, bro.
I appreciate it, man. You smashed
welcome,
it.
man.
I appreciate it.
Man.
Today, as you can see by the title, we're going to be discussing. It's a mid-season review. Yeah, Christmas is gone. We've gone past halfway point now. Teams have played 19 games. We've gone past halfway point. We have to do a mid-season review, which has to be done. We did it last year. We're going to do it again. One thing I want to talk about, we're going to talk about who we think is going to get that fourth spot. That's going to be the main talking point. Also, we'll touch on relegation, who we think can win the league, all that stuff. And our predictions at the start of the league will be spoken about as well. So, guys, make sure you guys get involved. We've got Faisal here. Because you guys always make comments about how the table is usually biased. So, you know what? Today I thought, let me mix it up completely. I'm an Arsenal fan, as you can see by my new Arsenal
Only
shirt.
one Arsenal.
Crazy.
That's
Crazy
crazy
Arsenal. I
shirt.
think that's the best Arsenal shirt you
Shirt
got.
of Arsenal.
You can see, I got this as a Christmas present.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think this is my mate couldn't afford an actual Arsenal shirt, so he got me one of these. But yeah, I'm the only Arsenal fan here today.
Moving like Iraqi shirt.
That's an elite. That's what they saw. You know, he's right though.
You're right.
That's what's selling in the markets and that. Back home and that. In Africa, you find them
And
things.
behind his Chelsea.
Yeah.
I actually prefer this to an original replica, you know.
Yeah, nah, exactly.
But yes, I'm the only Arsenal fan here. We've got Liban here who's a United fan, Sean who's obviously a Chelsea fan, and Faisal, if you guys didn't know, supports Real Madrid. So we're mixing it up.
Hala Madrid.
We're going global.
At least we got some insight from Spain anyway now.
We're going global.
Inside sources.
So any of you La Liga viewers, if Faisal just talks crap, because he might get away with some stuff.
He's gonna get away with a lot of stuff,
because we
bro.
might be like, oh, we don't
This
want
might
it.
be star player source. All the mad shit star player says must be coming from Faisal.
Don't associate with stuff.
What's it called? Star player isn't here today because he put Pedro Neto at first. So I thought,
He's
you know what?
stinking up the joint.
Let him break.
He needed a break after that one.
Let him sit out.
Pedro Neto. You know you can't be sober and say Pedro Neto. He had to be yacked on the show.
You gotta give a little bit of a break.
Come
You
on,
know, I
you
gotta say,
need
sit
some
down. You know,
That's a rest.
Have a little rest.
Elias had to stake for Ellison.
And Elias said to Stegen come into Liverpool. For Alisson said, you know what, have a seat for this week. You know, I'm gonna mix it up. So we've got a lot of people that come on the show.
I'm nervous. You know, like. Obviously, Chunks, I see they had big performances. So
Yeah,
today,
the cast is getting big.
I'm sweating. Look, can you not see? I'm sweating. Today, I'm nervous.
It's getting to the point now
I'm
where
nervous.
if you don't perform, you might not be on next week.
Look at Grealish and Foden just sitting on the bench. But like, look at them.
100 million, man.
crazy.
That's how I'm feeling now. I'm just sitting on the bench. That's how I'm feeling. Mental. That's mental, you know. Hey.
It's true. It's not guaranteed. It's
Pressure's
now
on,
it's about
man.
performances, and it's about you lot. Leave your comments below on who you want to see on the show regularly. But let's get into the Premier League. How do we think the season's going, man? Do we think is this the first season back where we've got full crowds and everything? I'm glad that we've had full crowds, but now recently there's been a lot of games being cancelled, which is we've got a game tomorrow. Well, by the time you guys watch this, it would have been today.
Yeah.
Cancelled. Do you think that's going to affect the season going forward? Because the World Cup's coming. There's a lot of football, man.
I think it will affect teams still start playing every 3 games a week.
Yep.
Starting from next year, I think it will affect it, especially with the teams that play in Champions League, like United, Chelsea, City. Too much games for them, but
I don't know, man. Do you think they should cancel the game? Obviously, the players it's still players that have the.
I don't think it's enough to cancel, man. Obviously, you got the information now that it's not the Omicron. It's not as serious as the previous variants, which we played through. Do you know what I mean? So for us to cancel it, I think it's too much, man.
Some people are saying they've got squads of like 13 first team players. So what can they do? They can't play.
Yeah, no, it's true. But to cancel a whole season,
I don't think they'll cancel the season.
To
Financially,
pause the
it's too
season,
much.
I think it's too much, man.
But going off cancelled games, Spurs have like 3 games in hand. This is one of the teams that are contending for top 4. They've got like 3 games in hand. Obviously, Arsenal are sitting in that 4th spot right now. But that 4th spot, effectively right now, is like winning the league.
Yeah.
For anyone outside of City, United, Chelsea, that 4th spot is basically first spot.
See,
It's
Chelsea,
first
don't
high.
get twisted. Chelsea are slowly getting dragged into
Oh
it.
yeah. No, Chelsea
slowly getting dragged into
got
it.
the win yesterday, 2
Yeah.
penalties, but it's
that's
not. They're
dominated,
not. They're not crazy, but you're not crazy
dominated.
far ahead. Like
No, it's just the
you're
lack
6
of.
points ahead of us now.
Yeah, but it's the lack of not having the players available. You lot have had a full squad starting 11.
We've
that
been
have-
fortunate.
have been-
We've
you've
been fortunate.
We haven't been fortunate.
Yeah.
But in terms of the games in hand and stuff like that, and the COVID and stuff, on the Omicron variant thing, you'd rather have the points in the bag. I can't
Yeah,
lie.
facts. No,
100%.
100%.
It's exactly. It's like people are saying, "Oh, Spurs have 3 points in hand,
you'd
3
rather-
games in
rather
hand
have
of
the
you."
points.
Because
I'd rather have the
The
points
points.
there
Look,
than be like, "Oh, imagine Spurs win these games, they'll go above you." I don't want to imagine.
Yeah,
I want to have the
yeah,
points
it's what
and
if
then let them
maybe-
do what they got to do
yeah,
because they're not going to win all their games.
Yeah.
Correct. No,
So-
facts.
Because we genuinely said, like, obviously we were supposed to shoot earlier, but I was trying to say to Liban, I'm like, we need to watch this Man United game because this could affect our predictions for this video. And just as you expect, everyone thinks, oh yes, 9 out of 9, next 3 games, Man United should be above Arsenal. That's already 2 points dropped already now.
Yeah, we just like Sean said, we just watched the Newcastle game or the Newcastle West Man United game. What's your review of that, Liban, really quickly? Because that's a team that's competing for the top 4 as well.
I'm not surprised, bro. You saw how I was watching the game, bro. I wasn't too. You saw how I was watching it, bro. I wasn't that fussed, and I wasn't getting too emotional.
Do you watch United this
I'm
season?
convinced he doesn't watch it in general
for
because
me,
he was
bro,
chatting to the man in for half the
No,
time.
do you know what it is? Because I'm rational, bro. In the sense of, I understand that we've got a new manager. It's gonna take time for him to implement his strategies and his tactics and get the team playing in his way. It's gonna take time for him to also weed out the players that he doesn't like, the ones that fit his profile.
He's only there for the end of the season. He's not going to be weeding
Bro,
players
he's only
out.
managed. Today's was his 3rd game.
Yeah, I know you've had COVID issues and
Yeah,
stuff.
we had
I'm
COVID
saying.
issues. The training ground was closed for a little while.
But you're talking about him as if
Yeah.
he's a long-term manager, like about
No, but it's
weeding
not
out
about-
players
no,
and
but
stuff.
yeah,
He's
but-
not.
no,
He's
but
only here
it's-
till the summer.
No, but
He's not going to
but
be weeding
regardless,
players
though,
out.
he's gonna be in behind the scenes. So there's all. I'm sure that his appointment, there is a direction where the club's going, and I think he does have a lot of say as to how he feels the club should move forward. So obviously it's gonna take time. But this thing's not overnight, bro. He's not gonna come in and then all of a sudden we're bopping like City. That's not gonna happen.
Oh,
bro.
no, of course
it's
not.
not realistic. You have to be realistic. We're in a process right now. We have to
Yes.
accept the position that we're in,
Uh-huh.
and we have to accept that there's gonna be games like there's gonna be games like today where we're gonna
But
look
you
sloppy.
should have lost.
We should have lost.
100%.
But you know what I mean? And that's gonna happen for a little while until maybe, I don't know, we get recruitments in January. Maybe players get sold. So there's gonna be a lot of chopping and changes happening. So I'm not gonna get carried away.
If
bro.
you don't finish top 4, is that a failure of a season?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you think you'll finish top 4?
I think we'll finish top 4.
You think okay? So you think
Yeah.
you'll get top 4 ahead
Yeah,
of Tottenham, Arsenal,
Arsenal.
West Ham, who are
Yeah.
all above you right now?
Yeah, correct.
On what basis?
On the basis that I think our squad, quality wise, we've got the best squad in terms of between us, Tottenham, Arsenal, and West Ham. I think we have the best squad, and I feel like now with the congested fixtures coming up into the second half of the season, I think you need to generally have a big squad of quality players, because I think the form that we're in now, I don't think it will last. I think we will get out of this situation that we're in 100%. We've done it before, twice in the past with Oli, where come December we look horrible, and the second half of the season we managed to get into the top 4. It's happened before, and I can see that happening again. Once Ragnar gets a hold of this team, and he starts to get a gel or get the 11 players on the pitch that he knows are going to work for him, I think we'll fly into top 4. And then squad size as well is going to make a big difference. I think with Arsenal, I think the issue with Arsenal, why I wouldn't put Arsenal there, is your starting 11 is amazing.
Thank you.
I think your squad, I think the squad itself is too thin.
It's because we're not in Europe, so we didn't have a big squad this season for that reason. That's all it is.
But I feel like now with games getting cancelled left, right, centre, and things like that happening, and there's going to be a lot of times where there's going to be 2 games a week now, I feel like with Arsenal, the problem I have with them is I feel like they're always 1 or 2 injuries away from just collapsing. And especially when they play against big teams, I still don't feel like they have that cutting edge against the cities. Even I would say against United, Chelsea, the big teams, I don't feel like they have that cutting edge. And I think those games as well are going to be like vital.
Oh, what's pivotal?
Yeah.
Faisal, quickly, if as an objective fan, one word answer. Who do you think will get that 4th spot?
Spurs.
Spurs, Sean?
Arsenal.
I like that. You think United?
Yeah,
I think Arsenal get as well. And I'm not saying it because of bias. I think
no,
Arsenal
but
get it.
you're naturally gonna back your team as well. So
Yeah, naturally there's a little bias. There's a little bit of bias, but also
as long as you're rational,
it's not like completely deluded.
Yeah, it's not deluded.
It's not by far. Do you know what it is? This is why I wanted to watch it today, because I spoke to Liban before on the way up here as well. But I need to see more of Rangnick and what he can do to teams, because I think it's a bit of a cop out. Because like I know Liban says it does take time and it will take a little bit of time for him to implement it. It took Conte 1.5 games to get Tottenham from the lowest pressing team in the league to the highest pressing team in the league, and performance-wise, they've gone from looking like a shithouse to now starting to look back to the normal Tottenham. Harry Kane's coming back into form, and Son is coming into form. Højbjerg is playing better now. He's turned them around very quickly. Conte.
But you don't think they'll get that full spot?
I just
on top of everything you've just said, because I agree with you.
I know, but but this is what I wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't shock me if Tottenham did do well towards the end of the season. But I just look at the fixture list and I was like, Arsenal have quite a hard fixture list in terms of how it's congested from now until say February. I said to Liban, I said, Man United have got quite a hard run in towards the end of the season. So I think it's quite defining whether or not Arsenal do well in the next 4 to 5 games.
100%. That
will solidify whether they can come top 4.
And it's also the big games as well. Spurs have the hardest of the lot. Spurs have still got to go to Stamford Bridge, Etihad, Old Trafford and Anfield.
And the run and extra hand.
And they still got to play Arsenal. So they've still got to play Arsenal, West Ham at home. And they're going away to all the best teams in the country.
Because they wasn't even stopped by just the COVID. The fucking snow stopped them as well. Yeah. So when they were supposed to play Burnley, I think it was, that game got postponed. So they got games in hand.
The only thing that helps Tottenham, I think they got a bit extra. It's actually a blessing for them. I don't know why they're complaining that they're out of the conference. That conference shit. That thing's bullshit. Man. I don't know what is that thing.
That conference is terrible.
What is that? I heard they're trying to force more tournaments. I heard they're trying to make a second World Cup like that as well. They're trying to make a.
I heard about that. Yeah, these men are sick.
No, yeah, they're trying to make a World Cup that
like a conference World Cup. So all the teams that don't make it have their own World Cup.
So like Iraq will be in there probably. Somalia might make it.
Fucked.
Platini is mad, bro.
You know what? I realised they're actually crooks. You know, it's all about bread. You're right. It's all about bread, bro. These men were all complaining about Super League, Super League this, Super League that, and then they're going off trying to make a World Cup every 2 years. Now they want to add a conference thing. Now and then they're adding that 4th European competition. It's all bread, bro.
Nations League.
Yeah. Nations League. Oh,
get out of here.
I'm not like Nation League's work though. It cancelled the.
Now it's becoming obvious.
It cancelled the whole friendlies, the bullshit with friendlies. So I think they worked out.
Well. But back to the top 4. Faisal, Spurs. Why do you believe Spurs will get that 4th spot?
Spurs got no Europe, compared to United and compared to
Arsenal don't have Europe.
West Ham as well. Arsenal, I feel like the experience will cost them towards then. I think an injury to Saka, an injury to Odegaard, season done. United, their run in, because I think I read the other day, between Feb and March, you guys got Spurs, Liverpool, City, and then Atletico twice as well.
And they got to Emirates as well.
You guys are done. So I think Spurs with Conte, the way they're playing recently, they've won. I think in the last, the only defeat was against City. Other than that, they've been playing well. So I've got them thing.
Do you think? But then
comfortable.
Well, what like I mentioned now, they've got all the teams, bro. They're gonna go away to Chelsea, City, United, and Liverpool.
If you asked me that before Conte came, I would say never. But with Conte, the way that he set the team up, 5 at the back, he knows the players. Kane scoring, Son scoring, Lucas Moura's getting involved. So I think they've got a good chance. And with all the factors into United, fixtures, Arsenal.
Well, what's the Arsenal factor? We're a couple of injuries away. Do you not think that's the same for Spurs?
No, I think the experience. I think the experience is going to cost you.
Experience.
That's you guys are relying on, especially your main 3. And forget Lacazette, but the Martinelli, the Odegaards, the Saka. They're not experienced.
Also, I'm not convinced 100%.
Plus, no one in our team, maybe even squad, has ever finished top 4 anyways in the Premier League.
I think the best thing that happened to you was...
I know of anyways.
I think the best thing that happened to you was Oba getting into trouble.
Facts.
Mate, Arteta's happy, mate.
You lot play so much better football.
I feel like Arteta was looking for an excuse to get rid of him, and that was perfect.
Perfect.
Apparently he's been a repeat offender, man. Like he's been taking a piss for a while.
It's been It got to a point when
Tierney's back.
Had no choice.
Tierney's never been gone.
Tierney's back, but Tierney's back in the side.
Yeah, he's never been anywhere.
Your team is good, but
the thing is, what also is going to be interesting is this January transfer window is going to be interesting, especially for this top 4 race, because if you look at African Cup of Nations, there's a big thing coming, bro. We've got Thomas Partey leaving, Mohamed El Neni leaving,
And then you said,
huh?
You mentioned Nani.
Yeah, I'm saying for the depth, bro.
For the depth,
it's important for the depth because Ainsley Maitland-Niles apparently these are centre mids.
Because look what's happening to
Maitland-Niles
Leicester.
is a centre mid option. He's gone potential to Roma. Thomas Partey is probably our best midfielder. He's going African Cup of Nations. El Neni's going African Cup of Nations. Obviously, we're losing Aubameyang and Pepe. So squad depth-wise, we're losing a lot of players. We're still in the Carabao Cup. We've got 2 legs against Liverpool. So we're in January. We're playing City. We're playing Liverpool 2 legs. We're playing Spurs, and we've got an FA Cup game against Nottingham Forest. So we need squad depth. We don't really we don't have a thick squad in general, and we're playing all these games, and we're losing midfielders. All we're gonna have left is Xhaka and Lokonga. That's it to play centre midfield. Charlie Patino, Xhaka, Lokonga,
right.
Charlie Patino. Got centre mid options. But that shows. Right? So January is going to be important. We need to sign a centre mid more than we need to sign a striker. We're looking at strikers more than we need to sign a striker. We need to sign a mid. Otherwise, what we're going to do? Get Jack Wilshere, 6 month loan, 6 months contract.
I can see that happening.
I can see it happening, but
I can see it happening.
But then again, then it's like, are we making it top 4 with Jack Wilshere who hasn't played in the Premier League?
Yeah, but that's why I would literally throw a lot of the youth into these cup games.
I
think Klopp won't play.
Surely Klopp will do it as well because he's going to be fucked as well with the squad depth.
Klopp will.
They're losing it.
Yeah, Klopp won't play his best team, but it's in the semi-final, isn't it? Like,
yeah, I know.
We'll have players like Eddie and Katie and Co playing, but when it comes to the league games, we've got Spurs on the 16th of January. We've got tough games coming up. Yeah. Every game is a tough game anyways,
I feel
especially
like,
away games.
You know that fixture thing that you're talking about in terms of like the runnings and stuff. I don't look into that too much because everybody has to play everyone. Of course. At the end of the day, regardless of like runnings and stuff, like you have to play everyone.
But then again, it's like when you look at teams where it's like they still got to go to all these.
It's back-to-back games. I don't like.
There's a few back-to-back tough games as well.
Back-to-back tough games are important.
Which as an Arsenal fan, do you still feel comfortable before a game if you face City or Liverpool?
So we've got City on Saturday.
Yeah,
we have City at home on Saturday.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's a clear L.
I think this is the first game since the Chelsea home game played at the start of the season, because second game of the season. It's the first game all season at home we've won it. We're probably going into it as underdogs at home. Yeah. We've been the best. Bar City, we've been the best team in the league at home. One of the best teams in Europe. So we lost 1 game at home. So City, we're not expecting a win. Yeah. But for me, for this, there's certain games where it's like performance over result. There's certain games. Yeah. If we can go toe to toe with Man City, have a great performance, play really well, and actually show, we can actually play it with them, against them well.
I don't put it past you lot.
I don't either. But what I'm saying is, I want to get a result, of course. I'm hoping for a result. But if we do lose, but we go toe to toe with them, and the performance is something to take away that's really impressive. Yeah. I won't be mad. Because we're not going to win every game. We're nowhere near that level. We're not going to win every game. Yeah. But I just want it for this game specifically for me. It's about performance over the result. If we get the result, it's a bonus. That's the kind of game it is.
And it will show where the youngsters are in terms of mentality level.
Yeah, it shows.
I think Arsenal's youngsters are fearless anyway. I don't see it as a problem of Arsenal have sometimes scored first and then sat in and not necessarily attacked as hard as they were from start off kickoff. But it's like Norwich, they never sat back. I know they're poor sides, but sometimes they attack. They keep attacking. From when you play Tottenham and you cook Tottenham, it's just certain games you might some of the players might decide, right, we just sit back in.
Recently, I feel like there were points in the season, especially away games, where we didn't have that ruthlessness, especially away from home. We stepped off, we sat back. But recently, obviously, I think we've worked on it well, because now we're going ruthless, bro. Yeah. We're going to Leeds away. We're going to Leeds away. Leeds and Norwich. The last 2 away games, we've scored 9. We've conceded 1 in the last 2 away games.
Yeah, but I wouldn't get carried
away. Of course, I was going to say Leeds had a lot of problems. Leeds had a lot of problems.
We struggled to Norwich.
Leeds had a lot of problems. So did Norwich, right? Norwich, Man United won 1-0 through a penalty, right? Chelsea struggled to beat Leeds last minute penalty, 2 penalties in that game. So it's still tough places to go. And on top of that,
every game is tough.
They were poor. But also, we were very, very good. The Leeds game, in the first half, we had 11 shots on target. Yeah. That is the most shots on target in the Premier League in half since Opta data was created. City played them the week before and won 7-0. And they didn't have 11 shots on target in the first half. So these are things to take away. Away from home, we're becoming ruthless. You're looking at players like Odegaard, who dominates everything in the final third. Everything in the final third, the play goes through Odegaard. However Odegaard wants us to play is how we play nowadays.
But I think structurally how you set up is a lot more organised, and Arteta being there for a lot longer than, say, Conte and Rangnick is beneficial to Arteta in terms of going into this second half of the season. Because like tonight, I thought it was absolutely diabolical what Rangnick done tonight, with him taking off that extra centre midfielder in Fred and literally having one man pivot with
Bro,
five
it's not-
attackers
five
across that
attackers.
width.
It's not the
end of
Because
the
it
world,
was
At St. Mary's.
he
At St.
gave
James.
he
You're
gave
losing.
so many chances.
Nah,
No, but he-
I disagree.
no, but he
I
get-
disagree. You're losing. You had probably the worst half you had in the whole season, bro. That was probably the worst.
So do you
half
think he
had.
went into the game wrong?
No, I wouldn't say, bro.
4-2-2-2.
There's only so much you can do as a manager. You can only instruct your players to do certain things, and it's up to your players to perform.
I'm saying, do you think his instructions were right and the players didn't
Bro,
do well?
the players didn't get a shot in the first half.
Do you think that's due to his instructions or because of them?
Bro, if you
It's
can't
always
get
a mix
I'm
of
saying,
both, though.
if you
Sometimes it's- sometimes
when you've
instructions
got
as a
when
player.
you've got players of the and we know what they're capable of. You got players like Bruno, Ronaldo. We're talking about world class players here. We're not talking about players that have like, just jumped into the
Sean's
sea.
pulling a face for
No,
since
but these are world class players, bro. Whether you agree or not, these are world class players. And when you're on the pitch, you expect them, regardless, bro, of what the situation. You expect them to create chances. We didn't create chances, bro. We're talking about a 60 million signing here, 70 million signing there. Ronaldo, you expect them to create a shot, regardless of what the instructions are, what the tax is. You expect them to create chances. We didn't create a single chance. You can't put that onto the manager, bro.
Okay, so
We did that with the last manager.
you
No,
think-
I'm saying
you think-
structurally at the start of the game, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing at the structurally at the start of the game. All right, it didn't work out and they didn't play well in the first half.
Yeah.
But for you to be Newcastle created chances first half. Newcastle, for you then to say, you know what, we're going to go single pivot and we're just going to play three
High risk, high reward.
strikers and two wingers. This ain't the Bundesliga.
No, but high risk, high reward.
Dortmund tried to do that against fucking, I don't know who it was the other week, and they got cooked on the counter attack. Man United was freeing up the counter attack
United will get cooked on the
constantly.
counter-attack, especially
And
first
Saint
half.
Maximin should have finished off that game, and it should have been 2-0. It should have been game done. They got out of jail, I think, Man United with that
We did.
tactical.
No, we did.
with
But
that
I didn't.
tactical change.
What he
Callum
did was
Wilson
he
getting
went for
injured,
high.
don't you?
He went for high risk, high reward.
Yeah,
Bro.
but that's crazy in the
High
Premier
risk,
League.
high
bro.
reward.
Okay, did you get a high reward?
But we almost
was-
got away with it.
was it a high
It's a
reward, a
gamble.
1-1
It's a
draw?
gamble. It's a gamble. We
crazy.
didn't lose the game.
It was high risk.
They got a point.
It was a high risk average reward.
We didn't lose the game. We were losing at half time. So it paid
But
off
visually, you can
to some
see
extent.
that-
It did pay
but
off.
visually you
we
can
just didn't get the 3 points.
Yeah, but Liban, you can see visually.
No, you
like
can
these are
see-
things
you
that
can see
like
that
the
we'll
eye
get
test
but-
and numbers and
No.
stats. Right, you came away from the game 1-1. You came back from 1-0
Yeah.
down. You got a point. It looks
Yeah.
impressive on the score on stats. But eye test, you know that
No,
you
but
can
when-
see
at
Why
what
is
the
it
point-
fine?
chances.
no, but at what point? Yeah, go on. Go.
But
sorry,
as a
Faith.
fan, what do you expect though? You've seen the first half.
No, I know that, but structurally, as a football team and professional football as itself, you're playing a one-man single pivot against 3 centre midfielders. All right, Newcastle started to set off a bit more deeper. Newcastle were getting on the ball anyway first half.
All right,
Let alone now freeing up an extra man
right,
in
cool.
front. That's why I said to Liban, I said, with the width that they're trying to do, for them to hold on to possession is clinical.
It's not,
because
bro.
anyhow they overturn that ball. How many times have you overturned
Bro,
that ball second half and they
but-
were on
but
the
So how
running?
how would you have shaped the second half then?
No,
How-
but
how would you?
you have to have two. You had to have two.
I would
centre
have.
mids in-
I would have. I would.
You might have Rashford keeper staying on that pitch was absolutely diabolical.
Rashford-
Should have never.
I
stayed on
wouldn't-
that.
That's the only thing I agree with you. Rashford should have stayed on the pitch. But if you're looking at terms of how we played, bro, we created 12 shots. We created more shots than them
But they
by
did set
the end
off.
of the game.
But they did set off.
They set off. But that's why did they set off?
There's
Because we put
circumstantial.
more.
No, and also Callum Wilson got injured, so I had to change.
No,
everything.
facts. But then, okay, as a manager, he took advantage of that, which is why he threw extra attacking bodies onto the pitch.
Of course,
So,
he done that start of the half.
that's all due to stuff that's out of his
No,
hands.
that's right.
Circumstantial.
No, I agree
but
with
when
that.
you look at a game, you got to look at from when Eddie Howe sets his team up and Ragnar sets his team up. Right, the first half is the most important.
Yeah.
Second half, it's hard to really analyze a game second half because then there's stuff that happens circumstantial. Substitutions
Yeah.
can change the whole
Yeah.
tactics
But
of the
he
game.
made the subs
was
at
wrong?
the start of the
no,
half.
What
Yeah.
was wrong?
Okay.
So he didn't know how
I wanna
Newcastle were
know-
going to come out.
No, okay, I want to know. on the
Wilson
table,
got
yeah?
injured right on the stroke of half
Okay,
time. That's what it is.
but what I'm saying is,
So, yeah.
what? Okay, fair enough. You're making a point, but I want to know what was wrong that you identified. What was wrong with his setup in the first half? Because the last 2 games that he played with that setup in his first 2 games, he got a result and he got a clean sheet.
Okay,
that's
so
what-
clean sheet and a result, but they weren't good results.
Okay,
the Norwich 1-0 penalty. They're
but
not good. They're not great results.
They're not great results.
What was the
You're-
other
like,
one?
no,
What was the
no,
other
I
one?
want
Crystal
Palace
So
1-0.
Crystal
Crystal
Palace,
Palace.
Yeah, no,
where
but-
Fred scored, right?
80th
Yeah, Fred
minute.
scored. Yeah,
What was that? 1-0 as well.
Okay, but okay.
Are these good?
But,
Are these
So
good?
then now this is what we're doing. Now we're contradicting ourselves because he's getting the results, but now you're saying it's about the style. of
No,
football.
no, it's not about.
No,
I'm not
it's
talking
not
about
that.
style. I'm not talking,
Yeah.
I don't care about style. You could play defensive
So
style.
what do you
can play
want? Okay, so
counter-attacking
how
style,
are you?
can play possession-based
What
style.
what is it with his?
You know what
with
my
his-
problem is?
Okay, what's his?
It's
Yeah,
that
that's what I wanna know.
I keep repeating this. It's performance. You
Yeah.
can take right now. You got a draw. You got walk home 1 point,
Yeah.
right? But because of through the performance, you can see there's been no improvement. There's nothing going on to tell me, especially from the Norwich game, from Palace. There's nothing to tell me right now that the next game you won't go and play shit again.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Right?
you're not always going to get them
Yeah,
results.
exactly.
Okay.
You've won.
Okay.
You've won the last 2 before this, right?
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you won them and you're seeing a good performance, you're seeing the way you're playing is different, then next game you're going to it positive. You can't just go, oh, we played shit, but we'll take the 3 points, and next week it's a gamble again, we'll play shit, we might get the point. No, you got to play good, get the points, so next week you'll probably play good again.
No, but every game. Okay, I agree with you to some extent. You know, with that, you have to understand, we've played 3 different systems this season, 2 under Oli. So he played 3-5-2. He done the 4-2-3-1 formation. Both of them, the performances were the same. Ragnick's come in now. He's implemented his structure, his formation. Performances are the same. At what point, are we gonna start saying it's the players? At what point are we gonna start saying maybe it's the players? Maybe it's not the coach anymore.
I agree with you. But
maybe it's actually the players on the pitch.
I agree with. I think it is the players because you see them waving their hands about and stuff. I agree with these players, but the thing is, this rebuild, all this stuff has been going on from Van Gaal times.
No, but you're right.
And what I'm saying is, you got to be open to all this because you're talking about 3 different managers. We had Emery, Lundberg, and Arteta in the same season, and no one was saying. We were all saying we played on 3 different managers. Different Pepe played with 3 different right backs behind him. It happened, but you guys have been playing. You had Van Gaal, you had Mourinho, you had Oli, and now he's gone. And now he's gone. But you're every time you're changing stuff. It's like, how long is it?
He wasn't playing like this last season, so there is something that's changed. It could be the attitude.
And
of the
has it gone better?
Something
or worse than last season?
It's gone worse than last season. Last season we were a way better team. Last season we were getting results away from home. We had a perfect away record in terms of not losing. We finished second in the league.
What are you saying? So you want Oli back?
No, it's not saying we want Oli back. But what I'm trying to say to you is, at what point are we gonna say maybe it's the place for Ragnick? I don't mind him still sticking to his system and trying to force his system, because slowly he will start to recognize which players are just generally not good enough. He will weed out the shit ones, bro. Okay. That's what you do as a manager. Klopp done it when he first came, bro. Klopp done it.
Arteta's done it.
Klopp's doing it. Arteta's doing it. He stuck to his guns and he said, I'm playing like this.
But it took him 3 years though. Klopp took him 3 years to do that.
It took him 3 years. But I'm saying, even with Arteta, it's taken him Arteta's been doing it.
He's still been doing it. He's
still doing it.
Ozil, Guendouzi. It's happening all the time.
So what I'm saying is, it's going to take time. You have to understand these things.
Ragnick hasn't got, as a manager, hasn't got time. So now you got to wait for another manager to do it. And you got to give him another 2 years, 3 years. How long is it going to be till United get back to the top?
Let's be honest. We're not going to win the title.
I don't think you are.
The process of us getting rid, like the understanding what's needed at the club, he needs to do it now. He needs the next 6 months. He needs to identify who's good enough to stay at this club and who needs to go. This needs to happen now, bro.
Okay, so the way you're talking, why do you think you'll finish 4th? Because you said United's going to finish 4th.
The reason why
how are you going to finish 4th? You're talking about
the reason why I feel like we will finish 4th is because this form we're in, eventually he will identify. Bro, you saw what happened at half time. Straight away, he felt like those 2 players were having horror stinkers, and he took.
But I think that tactical change to me. I'm going to keep an eye. I'm going to keep an eye on Ragnick's in-game management, because Newcastle was one of the worst teams in the league. Newcastle one of the worst games in the one of the worst teams.
I'm not saying impressed. I didn't say impressed.
No, I'm not saying that. But I think that is
going to be actively making changes.
That's Hitler-esque. That was
Emery was making half time.
That was Hitler-esque. Wallahi.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. No.
That substitution is Hitler-esque.
No.
I'm telling you.
So look, when Oli was,
I'm telling you, bro.
I'm saying, man are contradicting themselves, because when Oli was manager, everyone was saying, "Oh, he don't make changes enough. He's not.
I don't mind him making changes.
Pragmatic. He doesn't make changes.
But that change is crazy.
To situations. My man reacted to a situation. He saw that we haven't created a single chance.
Levan, the thing is, you got away with it. It worked. You got away with point.
Okay.
But on another day, those 2 changes wouldn't have saved you.
That's the only change.
St. Maximin would have put it in the back of the net. They had more chances.
Okay.
Jacob Murphy at the post.
Lucky. Okay. You got lucky to get a result. Is that a fact or fiction? Fact or fiction? You got lucky to get a point. Done. So those tactical changes doesn't mean they were great tactical changes. They weren't a stroke of genius.
No, it's not a stroke of genius, but his changes made a difference.
You had 5 attackers on the pitch the whole second half.
Did his change make a difference?
What if he took off McTominay as well?
Jesus. Question. Did his changes make a difference?
I don't think so.
No. Okay, then that's cap.
It made a difference to the game, but I don't say it's positive. It wasn't a positive change.
How can it not be positive when we didn't create a chance in the second half and we end up creating 12 chances in the second half? How could you not say that's positive?
How could you not say
more chances? The changes didn't make a difference.
You created more chances.
The guy that came on scored a goal.
You created more chances.
How can that not be a change?
I'm not saying that you created more chances, but you were allowing them to have a way more chances than what they should have done.
Okay, so all I'm saying is a better team than Newcastle. A better team than Newcastle, and he wouldn't have walked on with a point after that game.
My thing is, we created chances, 12 chances in the second half, right?
Yep.
My thing is, what is it that you want him to do? Because he can only use the players that he's got. He's inherited the squad.
Newcastle
he
naturally
hasn't,
sat
he
back.
hasn't designed the squad. He hasn't come and brought players into the squad. He's literally working with what he's got. You have to understand, these players have certain habits. There's definitely a certain attitude, a certain habit that's around at the club right now, bro. You can see in their attitudes, the way they're playing, the way they're whinging at each other. You can see there's certain things that are not right. And he as a manager, all he can do is basically try his best to get rid of those habits, to force his style and his structure and get on the same page.
Ronaldo
this ain't gonna
in the
be
game
2 days, bro. It's third game.
Because you know why? Because he never got the chances.
Bro. First game,
but it's completely isolation. Ronaldo today, it was completely in isolation. Considering they had fucking five attackers.
When Cavani came on, it looked different, bro.
Ronaldo had
how many chances did Cavani have in the second half?
But that's Cavani's proactive.
But this is my thing. That's the change that he made. So why are you not giving him credit for making that change?
I'm not saying that. I don't give him. I don't mind. Cavani could have came on. He could have made the sub and structurally still had United set up quite strong in the midfield and had Cavani. Rashford should have come off.
But then so who's playing on the left?
Find a way, bro. Find a way.
Bro. Nah. For me, I feel like what he did. All right, fair enough. It's a gamble.
What did you do?
We are going to get Pep on the other side.
4-2-2-2?
But we almost nicked a result as well. So it goes both ways. Like, at the end of the day,
but what was you playing?
Need to make a
so was you actually playing? I know it looks like 4-2-2-2, but was it really 4-2-2-2?
It was, because Bruno was next to him. Bruno was next to him.
That's crazy.
Bruno was next to him. So
your only criticism, both of you, is that he took off Fred.
Centre midfielder,
That's
yeah.
it.
Yes, I don't mind taking off Fred. I think maybe they should, instead of bringing on two attackers for an attacking midfielder, maybe they should have brought, if Fred was newer, bring on Matic and Cavani instead of.
Oh, so you want to bring a guy with no legs?
Bring on Matic and Cavani.
Well, that's what
he can play. He's good enough to play 45 minutes.
We would have still got Pepe.
He's got enough legs to play 45 minutes, bro.
When you got Fred, who's probably our most hardworking,
and it wasn't working,
and he's struggling. How are you going to bring on Matic?
You need someone to control the game.
No, bro, they took off Fred.
Clearly, Fred and McTominay couldn't get a hold of the game.
It's not even controlling the game. You just need an extra number in there, to be honest. Anyway,
we need to create chances going forward. It's
I know
not
you
about
do.
controlling the game.
But I'm just saying you were fortunate.
You have 4 attackers already. How much more players do you need to go forward against Newcastle?
So you would take off Fred and put on Matic.
If Fred wasn't doing well enough, which clearly wasn't, if we could take him for half time, then you got to bring take him off for another midfielder. You don't need another forward against Newcastle, bro.
Sharks in the game. Sharks.
What was wrong with what he did?
Okay, Liban. In games, go on.
Look, we created 12 chances in the second half, I believe, right? It was about 12 chances.
Close.
Yeah, about 12 chances.
Creating chances good, but how many are quality chances?
Look. First half, we created nothing. First half, bear in mind, we created zero. Yeah. Second half, we created 12 chances. We scored a goal. Fair enough, defensively, there were question marks and we were getting peppered and it could have almost been 2-0, but we could have almost nicked a result. We had chances on the other end, even at the end where Cavani should have laid it off for Ronaldo. We could have nicked the game.
And I'll still be saying the same thing if you've got 3 points. You didn't deserve to win. That's
but can you criticize him for making those changes?
I'm just trying to say to you, Liban, the whole...
you got a point. Well done. Naturally, you got a point. Well done. What I'm saying is, the next game, it's vibes again. Straight to vibes.
Naturally, in the game.
Nothing today showed me, okay, United are looking like a force.
But the changes was well deserved.
Today, I don't care about 3 games. I'm talking about today's game. Last week's game.
So you expecting him to basically overturn, like make the team start bopping in the third game into his reign? He's like, start bopping.
Look at Spurs. Look at Conte at Spurs.
Bro,
look at Conte at Spurs.
Conte has been over a month.
I'm saying when he first came. Now
over a month,
and they start winning as soon as he came.
Second month,
and they start coming. They start games, and they start doing well within his first 3 games, anyways.
How doing well? They lost to that shit team in the Conference League, but
1-0. Okay, they lost the Conference.
They played their starting 11.
Not really. They in Scarlet played.
We're drifting off of the point of the subs.
Brian Gill played.
Bro, they had Kane on the pitch. Dele Alli on the pitch. How many players did they have on the first 2 players they have on the pitch?
Premier League, man.
It doesn't matter. You lost to a fucking a bunch of farmers, bro.
Talking about Premier League, bro.
And he himself criticised the players. He goes, "Look, we actually got a lot of work to do."
I'm saying, look at the difference that's going on with Spurs.
Come on, man.
I don't think he'll finish top 4.
What difference? He's had more time. There's no difference. He's had more time with his team.
I'm comparing it to when Conte first came in as well. Instantly, you're seeing more hard work. Like he said, from Conte's first 3 games, you've seen.
What did you see?
The stats. They were from 20th in the league. They were from 20th in the league from high pressing distance covered.
You've seen it on United as well. You've seen that with United as well.
They were genuinely the worst pressing.
The pressing has changed.
The pressing has changed.
I don't know if the pressing is that great.
The only thing,
but statistically, I can show you it's changed.
Yeah, it has changed. Well, of course you're going to be pressing them teams a lot more. They're shit sides. But again,
so where's the idea that we're still the same? Where's that coming from?
Listen,
your man of the match against bottom of the place Norwich was a goalkeeper, bro. That's not good.
Okay, but your point of you saying that there's no improvement made, or in terms of like
has there been improvement?
This example of Tottenham have started to press, bro. bro, the only difference between Conte and Rangnick
Tottenham
is
look
Conte's had more time.
Okay,
And
okay,
now
we'll
they
give
started to
Rangnick more
look
time.
slightly better.
No, I'm giving him more time, but I'm just saying I'm keeping an eye on him with them fucking
keep an eye on
crazy
it, but
terrorist
be
substitutions.
fair as well. Like,
They
the
are
brother
terrorist
has had-
substitutions,
The
bro.
brother has had time.
I'm fair.
It's 3 games.
Naturally
Very fair.
in games.
Trust me, I have to be fair, bro. I
Sharky.
backed Arteta for a
No,
long
but
time.
what I'm saying is, because the
Leave
comparison to
And it's
Conte-
coming
leave
true
it.
now, bro.
The
It's coming
comparison
true now.
with Conte
Leave
doesn't
it.
make sense.
Naturally, in games, second half, teams who are not good, they sit back. Watford done it with fucking who is it? Watford and
so
Watford
what's
and
the
thing the
angle?
other. Who is it? Brentford.
What the draw?
the
penalty.
2-1
the
turnaround.
loss of
Yeah.
penalty,
Naturally, teams second half they go into their shell, they defend, they're 1-0 leads. They're shit teams. They're playing against Man United. You will the tactical sub against sides that will give themselves a half chance or not necessarily sit back that deep would have scored past you, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. Me
sure.
personally, I think that change tactically was craziness. To have one pivot man and have Rashford dropping in centre mid and stuff like that was vibes, bro. Rashford dropping in, playing in, and then he was taking shots that was going off fucking 10 yards. Thing played a pass. Harry Maguire played a pass, went out of play. You were fucking pissed with some of the passes. It was vibes going forward, bro. The tactically and structurally, it was vibes.
It was vibes. But
crazy.
at the end of the day, those changes made a difference, bro.
That was no option. That was no option. He had to do it. The formation was.
He didn't have to do it.
They
have to
started
do it,
off for 4-2-2.
Okay.
start-
But okay, yeah, I
start-
get it. Okay,
start
he
with
had to do.
40.
He had to make changes. He made the changes, and at the end of the day, one of the players brought on scored. Another player they brought on did all right. Yeah. So that's a fact, right? He made changes and okay, right. So because he made changes at half time, does that mean he got his initial team wrong? Does that mean he got it wrong in the first place?
Not really, because he started the 2 wins he did was the 4-2-2. But you guys, your argument is he took out Fred and that's it. That's your argument.
What my argument is, the topic is.
But he didn't play with one holding
but
mid.
the
He
topic
played
is
Bruno
who's
dropped
making
down,
top
bro.
4. Who's making that fourth spot?
Bruno.
He said Man United. So now I'm saying, if we're basing it off so far how it's going, how do you see United making fourth spot ahead of the North London clubs?
Because, like I said, there's
So
quality.
you're going off
quality
the
in-
names in your team.
No.
Quality. You go off the names.
Yeah.
Okay.
The quality of the team.
And I don't
the
think
squad
that's
size.
because they're not playing well. They're not
Bro,
playing
I've
well.
seen-
But they're not playing as a team. Team
Yep.
cohesion is probably the most important
Yep.
thing and the most
I
important
agree.
factor
I
of
agree.
over the course of the season. That's
I
probably
agree.
number one, bro.
Yep.
I
I
agree.
don't see it now, and I
Agree.
don't see it happening over the course of the
What
season.
makes you feel like you won't see that happen?
How long we haven't seen it happen under Ollie? We're not seeing it happen yet.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying to you. You're not
Okay,
giving
you're
enough
talking
time.
about 3
If-
games.
If a
You're
month
talking-
from now,
you're talking
if
about
a month
3
from
games.
now,
I get it.
Sharky,
Okay, go
your
on.
point will be so valid if a month, if he was there for
A lot will change in a month from now because it's January transfer window as well. What I'm saying is, how many teams have you seen? How many times where it will happen where the squad doesn't look good, the cohesion, they're not happy. A new manager comes in and things look different.
Yeah.
Dele Alli's looking like he's happy now. Like you see that, and it's 3 games. 3 games is a lot as well. 3 games is a lot to see. Okay, they're playing for this manager.
Yeah.
We haven't seen
Bro,
that.
he's changed both fullbacks and Varane, who's supposed to be world class today. Shocking.
That's unfair.
That's what I'm saying.
unfair to
That's what I'm
say.
saying. You got to give context to a lot of things, bro.
We've got
Like,
Real Madrid's
for example,
finest,
For example, we're criticizing players now.
That's unfair to say.
Against Crystal Palace and Newcastle, we were saying, okay, Dalot and Telles were looking good. Everyone was saying this.
I don't mind that. I like that.
So everyone said, okay, they're looking
He's
not too
average.
bad. Then you had Sancho. Oh, Sancho. Okay, he's looking a bit different now. And then now, obviously today's
Fred looking
yeah,
good.
looking good. So now
Fred
it's like
was the best player personally to me in
what
the
you're
last
saying
2-3
since the
games.
Chelsea
Since
game-
Rangnick has come in,
what I'm saying is-
Fred has been Man United's best player.
He's been up there.
No, but what
I'm telling
saying-
you.
Yeah, but today he was first
No,
half,
I know, but I'm saying since Rangnick came in,
Because
I
there's a
thought
man
Fred was the player who was the
So man
best player.
called John Joe Shelby who dominated the
telling you.
first half.
It's
crazy.
I can't lie, it was we played horror in the first half.
Okay,
But-
so go on. Last point.
what I'm saying is, Chelsea. This reminds me completely about Chelsea last season. Chelsea this time last year were horrific. 9th under Lampard, got battered by Leicester. Tuchel comes in. His first 2-3 games weren't great. I think he got like a 0-0 draw here, a 1-0 win here, and then slowly they started to pick up the pace. He started to know who he could rely on, who he couldn't, and then ended up winning the fucking Champions League and got a top 4 spot. So what I'm saying is, give things a little bit more time. If it was like
I'm all
60,
for giving time, but like I said again,
If-
Arteta, I was backed him
yeah.
for a long time. I'm all for giving time.
So I don't know where the criticism come from then.
I'm all for giving time. I'm talking about that 4th spot. I just don't think United will get that 4th spot.
Fair, and that's a fair argument. But if it's to say that it's the way we're playing right now, you don't.
No,
think
we're
gonna
talking about.
improve.
We can only talk about right
Yeah,
now. I
yeah.
can't talk about potentially this might happen.
that's-
If this
but
happens,
that's what I'm saying.
Faisal's
I
reason
think
for Arsenal not coming top
Yeah.
4 is because potentially we might get
Yeah.
injuries. I
Yeah.
can't talk
No,
about potentially.
no,
right?
but-
And it was one of the factors, but
Yeah, the inexperience.
mainly
Yeah,
the
but a
experience
factor
bit.
of something that isn't a factor that normally happens.
Well, mainly the
something
experience.
a bit-
I think mainly the
It happens
experience.
a lot. It happens a lot. Injuries are, bro.
You're saying two injuries happen.
And it's not only injuries, absences as well. So like you said, you mentioned a lot of players are going to be leaving in January, right? For African Cup of Nations.
So will Liverpool.
There's still COVID.
But forget about Liverpool. For their games, it's going to affect them. So it's like they're not having certain plays and then having a lot of congested fixtures. It's going to affect them as well, bro. So what I'm saying is, for me, is I understand playing wise. Yeah, if you're talking purely on form,
that's all we can do
Arsenal
right
will
now.
finish the top 4. If you're just talking purely on form, if you're talking about squad depth, if you're talking about quality of players, if you're talking about a lot of other things, then you have to consider that United might have a chance.
You might have a chance.
Everyone has a chance. That's what discussion
and
is.
that's saying.
And that's what I was
might
gonna-
sound a bit biased, but I just think
of course.
you know what I mean.
We spoke about United for a while. Another team we haven't mentioned is West Ham, like you just said. Do we think now it's done for them? They've
think-
lost
no,
again.
I think the honeymoon period is done.
Yeah.
It's done.
You think
Same.
they're done?
You think it's done?
Same, yeah.
And I think they're concentrating mainly from what I've seen on Europa League, man.
Do you think that's a
won
smart
that.
decision?
It's a trophy, guaranteed Champions League.
I think where are they in the league? And what-
They're still
That's a
there,
better
man.
chance.
They're
Still there. No. I wouldn't write them off completely, man.
Whoa, they're winless in 5.
I think they've been affected by COVID. They had a lot of absences.
They had injuries at the back
injuries.
anyways in general.
And they had COVID affect them as
They
well.
just-
so-
they just-
lost to
they've got
They've got a
Southampton,
thin
bro.
team,
It was
bro.
dreadful.
They've got no rotations at all. They've got a
yeah,
thin
but
team.
for example,
They haven't won in their last
Antonio
3.
apparently didn't train and then he played against Southampton. He
Scored.
scored. So I'm saying there's a lot of things that are affecting them.
So do you think they'll be alright?
I don't think they'll get in, but I think you can't write them off.
They've
completely.
had
I
one
think
win
it's
in
unfair,
8.
innit?
They've had one win in their last 8 games.
And that was against who?
And that was against Chelsea.
That was against Chelsea.
That's poor.
Just thought I'd mention.
No, but it was fluky.
And bear in
goal
mind,
still.
their main player Ben Rama. I forget Antonio. He's going to African with Algeria as well. So
That's another play they're missing.
Yeah, I don't think West Ham. They don't look good against the shit sides.
So do we
To
think
me
it's
personally.
only out of those Arsenal, Spurs, and
It
United?
depends who they sign, man. They might sign Jesse Lingard again.
No,
and they might
January
have-
obviously.
yeah, bro,
This
it's-
right
a lot of
now
things
is.
can happen, bro. A lot of things can
Just a
happen.
linker.
You think
Yeah,
they're
but it's true though, bro. Why are we laughing? Did he not come last year and change and had a quick, crazy impact on the club? So it might happen again. You never know, bro.
Anything is possible, but I
Like
just personally
he's just saying
think-
right now. Ben Rama was going to the
Algeria, Afcon, yeah.
Afcon, so they could sign Jesse Lingard, and then you know what I mean. He could be performing for them. Yeah,
Thank God,
you know
man.
what I mean? That's
Like
what I'm
last
saying,
season,
like,
yeah?
like last season. You know what I mean? So you never know, bro.
We get to keep
Football's funny like
we
that,
get to
bro.
keep Ziyech. Thank God. Fucking hell.
Who do you think out of those teams?
He's got issues with the Moroccan.
Yeah, he's not
apparently.
gone. He's not gone.
He's not gone.
Hakeem, yeah,
He's
he's
not
not
He's
going.
got issues. I've seen it. Yeah.
Who do we think out of those teams the most pressure is on to finish fourth?
United.
I
United.
think United.
Yeah, definitely.
To go before the season. Not
Yeah,
Look how many
yeah.
signings they made, bro.
You guys were expecting,
Especially with Ronaldo as well.
How much money have they spent?
Ronaldo, 100% facts.
and you guys right now
Yeah.
are the furthest away.
Yeah.
Obviously, got 2 games in hand over us, but even if you win those 2, I don't think you'll be above us. You'll be like a point behind us. But yeah, United, so you have to finish fourth. What do you think? Okay, what do you think happens in a world where United doesn't finish in the top 4 this season?
Obviously, you're going to have a new manager coming in the summer anyway. He's going to have to make recruitment.
Players wise, no Champions League football. What happens with your players?
I don't know. Well, it's obviously going to be a big makeover in the summer, isn't it? Depending on who stays and who goes. Obviously, these are all if buts maybes in it, so I wouldn't really like.
I think the only
get
thing
too
that
much into
will
but-
change is Pogba.
But it will definitely change a lot.
Pogba
in
will
the
leave
club,
on
innit?
free.
Yeah.
If you guys don't finish top 4,
I'm
Pogba's
tired
gone.
of
Yeah,
Pogba,
Pogba's
man.
gone. In our minds, Pogba's already gone.
on free though,
Yeah. Pogba's already
which
gone.
will make it worse if we lose.
Yeah.
Tired of his injuries, man.
Apparently,
Takes
Real
him
Madrid
10
don't want him
months to come
though.
back.
I heard your team don't want him still.
We
That's
don't
what I was
want him.
reading. That's what I was reading
We
still.
don't want him no more.
Pogba.
We don't want him.
Certain men have broken their legs and they're already back in training, ready to start playing for their clubs. This guy, what's wrong with Pogba? Come on, man.
Like, you
Tired
got
of this
something
guy.
else with him. You got something
What's
else
wrong with him though?
You got
Like-
No, but what's wrong with him?
You something else, man.
Well, I put it again.
No, but what's wrong with him?
I don't know, man.
You tell
He's
me. What's
leaving.
wrong with him?
I don't know.
I don't want to
He's
say.
leaving.
I don't want to say.
Oh, Liban, you actually had United.
Hey.
You actually had United to win the league.
Hey.
You actually had United to win the league when we did the video.
Yeah.
before
Yeah,
the
our
season.
predictions.
Horror,
What we have to look at our predictions still.
Horror.
Yeah, I know. So same as me. It's horror.
You had United to win the league as well.
You had
Yep.
Chelsea.
Yeah, horror as well.
That's horror.
But my team, Chelsea were first for a while.
Yeah.
But to be fair, if you look at SSY, even when Chelsea were first, I said I don't think Chelsea won the league.
Yeah, you did say that.
I
so,
said I think City won the league whilst Chelsea was still
yeah,
first.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So I knew very early on there was a bad
I said that as
prediction.
well though.
Yeah, and even you said it when you guys were first. You guys said, "Nah, we're shit. We're shit."
We're not that good.
You guys might get that 4th spot.
Like, they're gonna get dragged into
No,
it.
we're not
They
going for.
might get that 4th spot.
No, I can't lie. Paul
It was
Scholes
tight. It was
Paul
tight.
Scholes was he was onto something. He clocked
was-
something before
he was
that.
early, yeah.
He was there early. He clocked something that we didn't
We're
clock
not
still.
great, but we're not down there with you lot.
You're not far off.
We're in
You're not far off,
we're in the middle. It's 2.
Yeah, but
You're one game-
not.
you're one game
You're
away
out
from
of
getting
that.
dragged
You're
in.
out of the top category now.
But Liverpool,
It's-
but Liverpool come down into that category with us because of the struggles they're going to have with AFCON. I think personally they're going to struggle, but Otherwise, if it was normal season, no AFCON, it'd be City, Liverpool, Chelsea are by themselves in that first spot, and then that fourth spot is between the rest of you lot.
You lot 1 game away from.
I think we're better.
If Spurs win the remaining 3 games, they're 3 points behind you guys.
Yeah, they have to win them 3 games. Who are they playing? Who are them 3 games? Come on, man, they got hard games.
They've got the hardest fixtures.
I'd rather the points in the bag.
Okay, if we go to the other side of the table, relegation. Who do you think will be down there?
I'm sticking with my predictions.
Well, Norwich are scary.
Burnley, Norwich,
Burnley
and Watford.
Yeah, I've got the same.
Who?
I've got the same.
I had Burnley, Norwich, and Watford as my 3.
I had same.
I've got the same.
Yeah, if you're looking at it, yeah.
I think Newcastle.
Obviously, so you think Newcastle? That's the big talking point here. Do you think?
It'll creep up.
By the way, Burnley have 4 games in hand over Newcastle.
It's crazy,
and they're above Newcastle.
It's mad, isn't it?
So how bad the Burnley? Do you really think Burnley will go down?
I think they will.
They have 4 games. Burnley played 15 games. Newcastle played 19.
It's crazy, man. 15 games.
They have the same points.
I don't know, man.
They have the same points, bro.
Burnley.
How do you? What do you think now?
I don't know. You know, to say Burnley is naive.
Do you know what the thing is though? Yeah,
they always find a way to get out.
Burnley's next 4 games. Yeah,
they always find a way to.
Burnley's next 4 games are United away, Leeds away, Leicester at home, and Arsenal away. Like the Leicester game, genuinely.
The Leeds game they can win though.
Potentially, yeah. But Leicester, Burnley, that's going to be quite interesting because Leicester, like they said about the African Cup of Nations, that's going to hit Leicester as well as what they've got with the players out through COVID. They've got no one. So it's it's going to be very mad of how this COVID thing with reorganising fixtures is going to be, man, because this is going to be very crucial for some of these small teams.
It's a weird season, man. It's a weird because Leeds aren't doing great. Do you think they can go down?
But Watford will be
Leeds can get dragged into it.
But Watford will be impacted massively though. Ismail Sarr will be going, and they've got the best player now, Dennis as well.
Emmanuel. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's mad.
So Watford
they're going to struggle.
But Burnley have the least games out of all of them. They can come out. They've only won 1 game all season. So have Newcastle. So it's not looking good. One more question. Another question I have here in terms of like performances this season. If the season was to end now, who would get PFA Player of the Year?
Oh, PFA Player of the Year.
So basically, who's been the best player so far half the season?
I think it'll be between
Salah
2.
Salah, man. Yeah, Salah would win it.
Easily.
It'll be between Salah, but if Man City wins it by a big margin, it'll be Bernardo.
I reckon.
Cancelo's up there, bro, as well.
Cancelo's been playing well, yeah. But in terms of if you said it was to finish now,
let's say like at this point, the question is basically who's been the best player.
Mid-season
review.
But I don't think PFA they always do it. Last year, Harry Kane finished 2020, and they gave the PFA to Ruben Dias because he won the Premier League. So I think it'll be Bernardo.
Yeah, that was stupid.
That was so stupid. But I think if Bernardo wins it if City wins by a big margin,
Kane also came 7th last season.
Come on, 2020 season.
Of course.
Yeah, individually as a player. If we're hyping up Liverpool, if we're hyping up Salah so much for what he's doing individually, yet he doesn't win a league title, you can't change
the difference between coming 2nd and 7th.
It's still the same shit.
And
bro.
bear in mind, 2020 that hasn't been done since.
You still don't win nothing. So me personally, it's based on who's been the best performer individually
in the best team. I think
it's an individual.
Yeah, but in the best team, it's hard though because. Like Bernardo, even look at Bernardo Silva. He's still massively contributing to the team. But he wasn't even involved in.
But the award has to go to someone that wins the title. It doesn't make sense.
It would be, but I think Salah. I don't believe that. I think Salah missing January will affect him as well.
What if you lose the league on 1 point and then there's a clear better player?
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, that's different. And then obviously there's certain circumstances. But for example, like if City win the league by a crazy margin, you have to give it to City.
But that's when normally you have an outstanding player. But if you don't, if it like Sharky says, team cohesion is the most important thing in football. And sometimes not everyone stands out.
Exactly.
City won 7-0 on the weekend. Bernardo Silva never got assist or a goal in any of them 7 goals.
If City win the league as a team, and everyone on that team is equally as good as each other that season, almost equally, and the team that comes second have a standout player who carried like a Suarez who came second that season. Then that Suarez player has to win the
and that's
PFA.
what Salah's doing.
The Salah has to win the PFA. If City win it as a team and there's no standout player and Salah's a clearly standout,
Salah's clearly.
He's got to win it.
But I think the only way for Salah to win is if he breaks the top score record. If he hits more than
his record,
his own
he
record.
made the record.
His own record, which is mad.
Nah, I don't think he has to do that.
Yeah, I don't think
that was crazy.
It depends on the margin. I think it depends on the margin as well, man. The margin, it does depend a lot on the margin.
Yeah. Well, so we're gonna end on the 4th spot. So finalized 4th spot predictions right now before the January transfer window, before the AFCON. It's very early. Maybe we'll be able to tell more by like March. But 4th spot.
United,
Arsenal,
Spurs.
and Arsenal. All right, leave your comments below on who you think will finish fourth. Also, who you think will get relegated, and who you think has been the best player of the season so far. We'd love to hear it. And get involved on Twitter, #SDSPod, and follow us on TikTok @SDSPod as well. Thank you. Bang.